Hello, my name is Alex. I'm 19 years old, and I'm currently studying while working at the Highlands. Actually, my job is pretty simple. I just serve drinks to customers and clean up after they've paid. The task of inviting customers to order drinks is handled by the other staff. To be honest, on my first day when I applied, I noticed that all the employees here are really good looking. Everyone is charming and unique. And generally, I don't talk much with them. Maybe they're not the kind of people I like. I'm not sure. For now, I just want peace. And my life continues quietly. It's so long, and boring. I still don't know where I'm going. Until one day, bang, the door suddenly slammed open, startling me. Oh, it's the door that was rudely opened by Mr. Andrew, the manager. Every afternoon when the shop is quiet, he always appears in such a free and, what's the word? Like he doesn't care about anyone. He's always wearing a tight tank top that shows off his gym muscles. Jeans, and Converse shoes. His walk is so arrogantly annoying. Since I work from noon until 8 p.m., I often run into him. He's always friendly with everyone, but he never says anything to me. He probably thinks I'm straight. He looks like a good guy, but I bet he's not that decent. The last time I spoke with Andrew was when I accidentally broke a glass on my first day of work. 2 months ago, there was a time I slipped and fell right in front of him. But he remained silent and didn't even help me up. Even though I fell right in front of him, he didn't notice. As a superior to a subordinate, why did he ignore me instead of helping? That fall made me feel so embarrassed. Hey Alex, his voice suddenly rang out. I jumped, quickly snapping out of my chaotic thoughts about Andrew, pretending to wipe the table and saying, yes, what is it, Anne? He replied firmly, are you working tomorrow? Yes. That's a silly question. If you're not working, are you going to eat with just Faith? I smiled awkwardly. All right, I'll stop being nice. He suddenly seemed to leave something unsaid, like he was about to say more. I was a bit surprised, not sure what he had in mind. I looked at him with a suspicious glance. He seemed a bit nervous. Could it be? Was he about to say he had something with me? Ah, it's nothing. Alex, continue working. That was weird. It was like he started to say something and just left it hanging. I stood frozen for a few seconds before getting back to cleaning. Suddenly, he shouted at lightning speed. Do you trust me? Daniel and I responded in unison. Huh? Lisa and the other girls stared at him like he just said something shocking. What did he mean? Before I could react, he continued. Answer me. Why are you looking like that? He avoided everyone's gaze, pretending to look at the silver watch on his wrist. It was so funny to watch. Of course, Anne, I replied. As soon as I said that, the whole shop erupted in laughter, as if they'd just seen a hot scene in a TV drama. I felt so embarrassed. He continued. Tomorrow evening, Saturday, if you're not studying, stay here until 8:30 p.m. Why's that? He smiled mysteriously. I was going to invite, but never mind. We'll talk tomorrow. Then he turned to everyone and changed the subject like nothing had happened. Good job, everyone, he said, his tone somewhat threatening. Then he turned back to me. I'll come tomorrow night. If Alex doesn't stay, I'll go to your house. After saying that, he jumped down from the bar and confidently walked out of the shop. I stood there frozen, while the others exchanged glances in silence for a few seconds before bursting into laughter like crazy chickens. They teased me. Alex's caught the eye of the manager. Henry mischievously added, haha, go ahead and date him. Alex, you won't be able to escape. He's handsome, rich, and so nice. When he said the last part, he dragged out the word, causing everyone else to laugh even harder. The girls joined in, teasing me too. I was so embarrassed. Should I just scream? What's going on with me? From that day on, everything felt so awkward. The laughter continued until I handed over my shift to Jake. When the break ended, I left. I'm not sure how the food went, but from noon until now, every time I thought about him, I couldn't help but smile. Andrew's silly face made me unable to hold back. When I got home, I exercised until 9:30 p.m., took a shower, and had another meal. After finishing my studies, I quickly climbed into bed to sleep. The next morning, I went to school as usual. At 19, I was still in 12th grade. What a late starter. I've been trying hard to study. Back in 10th grade, someone teased me for being gay. Actually, I am gay, but at that time, they were just trying to provoke me. So I hit them. Their family was rich, and it was near the end of the year. So I got suspended for a year and was left with a scar. Now I have to focus on my studies. I don't have any relatives. They passed away in an accident in Hatien. But it's okay. I'm not sad anymore. They didn't care about me anyway. So I'm actually fine without the pain of missing family. Right? I stay positive like that. But honestly, it hurts a lot. It's embarrassing for a man to cry. So I just keep living. At 12:30, I arrived at the shop for my shift. Today, something strange happened. That guy didn't show up. Seeing me keep glancing around, Jake spoke up. Maybe he's choosing which scented condom to buy. Oh my god. The girls immediately jumped in. Following his joke, Lisa joined in too, laughing and patting my back meaningfully. He looked at me, winking mischievously. Adam apologizes to Alex. Daniel forgot your. I know already. It's fine. I brushed it off. Since we were working together for the long term, it wouldn't be good to create tension. I finished my sentence, and they all looked at each other and burst out laughing like they were having a seizure. Sister Mary spoke up. It's okay. Don't worry. You forgot your wallet the other day. We know everything about you young ones. What do you know, Kai? She pulled out a plastic wallet with the words, Dream Person, written on it. I was officially embarrassed. These people were too much. My face turned red, and my voice became louder than usual. Okay, don't tease me anymore. Sister Mary laughed. I'm not selfish. You're the one who is. I've heard it all. No need to explain. You just like girls, right? Everyone burst into laughter. Wah was rolling on the sofa, holding his stomach, laughing uncontrollably. I just wanted to sink into the ground. Never mind. I started my work. I worked until the evening. And finally, it was 8:30 p.m. I went to the bathroom to change clothes. A white t-shirt with a black wing design on the back. Long sleeves that reached my elbows. Jeans. And a white jacket, paired with green leather shoes. I quickly checked my appearance in the mirror, adjusting a bit to look neat. Who would know? I thought something might be happening. So I dressed up a little more carefully. At the bar counter, I chose a spot near the door and sat waiting for Andrew. The three guys were secretly watching me, waving a fan around, making me feel so embarrassed. They were sitting in the air-conditioned room, yet still using a fan, clearly teasing me. I was texting Jake on my phone when a deep voice suddenly called out. Wow, it's so cold in here. It was Andrew. He walked in wearing a gray striped wool hat with a yellow drum pattern. Black sunglasses, white earrings, a tight white tank top, and blue jeans. He looked so ridiculous, so awkward. Wow, are you two planning to wear matching outfits? Mary teased, and the whole shop erupted in laughter. I widened my eyes, while Andrew scratched his head and acted like he didn't care. But wait, does he really like me? Did they say something to him? When Mary shouted, the shop was pretty crowded, and everyone was looking at us. He reached up and rubbed my nose, making my face turn red. Hey, why aren't you serving the customers? Let's go out and play. What is going on here? Jake, sitting next to me, suddenly spoke up. Alex, I thought you liked to drink? I gritted my teeth and snapped. Shut up. Jake laughed awkwardly, looking at Andrew. He was still smiling, scratching his head shyly. Wow, my identity is exposed. I'm done for. I gritted my teeth and whispered into Jake's ear. What are you laughing at? He burst into loud laughter, and only stopped when I hit his thigh. Andrew became serious. So, where are you two going? He immediately declared. We're going to the park to ride the Ferris wheel. Oh my god. Jake widened his eyes. Are you okay? It's almost 9 p.m. Why go to the park now? Then let's go tomorrow morning. Dress up nicely. Both Jake and I said in unison. Huh? He casually smiled. Okay, see you tomorrow morning. I held my head in confusion, not understanding what he was planning. I thought he might lose interest in me if I dressed like a straight guy. But it turns out he was even more enthusiastic. Andrew patted me on the shoulder. All right, let's go. Big bro will take you home. Where to? We're going tomorrow, right? Let's go get coffee. I froze, looking up at the Highlands Coffee sign right outside the cafe. Is he okay? We're standing in front of a coffee shop. Well, we'll walk around and then eat. Call me, bro. He grabbed my hand with one hand while the other pointed at my face. I felt completely insulted. I'm a good person too. But who would want to play the little brother role? Well, let's just get in the car. I'll explain things to him later. And we'll put an end to this. We headed to Tang Hai Van. Andrew spoke up. Forget it. It's too expensive. Let's just eat. There was a place with fried dough, Just like him, right? He seemed just as eager to fry some dough. After we eat, we'll sort the money for the meal at Dong 18 too. Okay, I like that. Oh my god. He's calling me, bro, with such conviction. He's 25, 6 years older than me. I usually address older people as big bro, or me and Alex. But I don't like calling someone, bro, in the same sentence. It's just a slip of the tongue. It feels like I've been his girlfriend for ages. It's so frustrating. Earlier, I had promised to pay, so I couldn't just give him a hard time. It's infuriating. Sitting behind him, I couldn't help but stare at Andrew's body. It was actually pretty good. Not bad at all, but can I get past him? Not a chance. After a long drive, we finally reached the cafe. I felt weird seeing him acting all dramatic, crossing his arms and complaining about the cold, even though it wasn't cold at all. Wearing a tank top and still complaining? He must be trying to pull some ridiculous stunt. I quickly picked a seat. Andrew sat across from me, and I propped my hands on the table, revealing my toned shoulders. Excuse me, what can I get for you two? 2 orders of fried dough and 1 order of sticky rice rolls with shrimp. Also, 2 drinks with basil seeds and agar jelly. Sticky rice rolls? Order 2 then. If one of us can't eat it, we'll find out later. Why are you acting so weird, kid? At this point, I couldn't help but laugh. Does he think I'm his secret girlfriend or something? Haha, I was laughing a lot inside. I tried to salvage the situation by saying, big bro, just call me that. I'm grown up now. Call me, bro, then. His mouth was so tightly shut. It was infuriating. Okay, then I'll call you, bro. But this is just because of age. You're older than me, so I'll call you, big bro. No funny business. Of course, when I want something, it means something. He said that while looking down at the table. With his silly look, he dipped his finger in the water at the bottom of his tea glass and drew a heart shape on the table. Look at that. Wait till we eat. I'll explain everything. Hee hee. Look at him. He's so smug. Probably already made a bunch of girls fall for him. The atmosphere became tense. I stared out the window, while he kept his hands folded on the table, watching me. When I looked at Andrew, he quickly turned his gaze away, then pretended to be hungry, clutching his stomach. Here are your orders. 2 fried doughs, 1 sticky rice roll with shrimp, and 2 drinks with basil seeds and agar jelly. Kid, try the fried dough here. It has a layer of egg underneath. Dip it in soy sauce and eat. Yeah, I know. I suddenly paused. I didn't know how to eat. After all, but why are these sticky rice rolls missing one of the shrimp pieces? Guess we'll find out later who eats what. Help me out, big bro. You've got a brain, I thought to myself, then silently ate the fried dough. It was really good. No joke. 1 portion had 3 large rectangular pieces. When I picked it up with chopsticks, it broke into tiny pieces, about 1 by 1 by 1 centimeter. The fried egg was on top, and when dipped in soy sauce, it tasted amazing. As I was almost finished, I looked up, just like in the movies. His fried dough was completely gone, and he was sitting there, propping his chin on his hand, smiling at me. Andrew, how did you finish eating so fast? Haha, I took a big bite, dipping it in soy sauce to enjoy it. Then forget about the sticky rice. Why are you still looking? I already said, call me, bro. Got it? He frowned. Because you keep looking at me like that. Don't tell me you're choking on your words. Huh? I'm a good person. I bent down to finish the last piece of fried dough. I glanced up at him. His face completely calm. So, do you understand now? Yeah, I get it. Did you ask Nguyen and Hua about this? I already understood it like in the movies. Those two are really. What now? What's wrong? I've been staying up late for nearly 2 months. I know it's hard for you. That's why I'm finally gathering the courage to make a move. But Alex doesn't like good things. Also, why is Alex? This is just between us. So when you say something, make sure you mean it. You've been playing the cute act with the girls who message you. Right? But if you keep acting like this with the top, they'll be so overwhelmed. No, not at all. This is how I am. I've never been successful in confessing. Always messing up with straight people. It's all unrequited love. Andrew took a sip of water, sighed, and continued. A few weeks ago, Mary said I was gay too. So this time I'm taking a chance. I don't want to miss the opportunity. What did Mary say? I felt a bit embarrassed but still managed to ask. Andrew shrugged. Mary said she saw a cute picture of me in your wallet. Well, that's nothing. Don't make things up about me. What's going on? What do you think, Alex? You're just not my type. A silence fell over us. Andrew lowered his head, while I just kept stirring my water. What else could I say? Hey, could you heat up the sticky rice cake and bring it in the box for me? Andrew smiled and handed the box to the waiter. A moment later, the waiter brought the cake out. Andrew picked up a spoon, smiling gently. Let me have a little bit, Alex. He said this and stood up, walking away. The familiar scent suddenly filled the air. It smelled so good. Warm and comforting. I looked up, staring through the cafe's glass window to push away the confusion inside me. It turned out the staff had been looking at me with puzzled eyes all this time. What are you two to each other? A girl blurted out the question. Probably because it was her first time seeing handsome guys. Right? Before I could react, Andrew spoke up. We're about to be in a relationship. You know. I jumped in surprise and quickly turned to look at him. Are you saying nonsense? Haha, just kidding. The waitress covered her mouth. Giggling, I sighed and shook my head. We've got the box. Let's go, Alex. When I unlocked the car, I suddenly pulled his hand back. Wait, you're going to pay. For this round, you're covering it, but next time, it's my turn to treat if you want to be a real man. Andrew winked. Okay, deal. Wait, where are we going now? It's already 10 p.m. Let's go to Bak Dang for a bit. I'll take you home afterward. I can't rest until I know you're safe. Andrew suddenly became serious. His words made both the waitress and me freeze. He pulled me out of the cafe, and we were watched curiously by people around us. I told you, I'm a top. Don't try to lie about that. I shot him a glare, but he just smiled, hiding his hands behind his back and swaying from side to side like a child. It was so annoying. Drink up, Alex. Show me you're not bad. How'd I show that? Haha, Andrew misses you already. He flashed a smile as bright as the sun, causing the waitresses in the cafe to stare after us. I shook my head. Okay, fine, let me drive you. You're such a kid. Haha, that's what makes it fun. When we got to Bak Dang, he sat behind me, his voice serious. Actually, I just wanted to ask you a few things. I stayed silent and unexpectedly accelerated. Andrew screamed in panic. Slow down, this is too much, Alex. I looked back, scared. Huh? Haha. Finally, I got my revenge, but then, I felt his arms wrap around my waist tightly. We both froze but said nothing. I kept driving, ignoring the looks from the people around us. It had been a long time since I felt this way, warm and strange. I imagined myself as a real man, embraced by a little one, trusting and seeking protection. My chest tightened, and my heart almost burst. I felt happy, but at the same time, I began to worry. If I fell for him, and we ended up together, and then broke up, I'd surely be crushed. My face grew hot. As for Andrew, being hugged and resting his head on my back was a happiness beyond words. He felt like he was protecting the one he loved. He believed that one day, he would hold my hand, and together we would walk through days of happiness. But, dreams are just dreams, aren't they? He suddenly felt ashamed of his sexuality. He had loved me for a long time, but was always afraid I would distance myself, like everyone else had before. He loved me so much but never dared to speak up. Then he thought of Mary. Thanks to Mary, today he was able to hold me in his arms and feel this warmth. Thanks to Mary, he had me in his embrace. Andrew suddenly smiled brightly when he caught sight of suspicious looks from people on the road. He felt that he and the boy in his arms seemed so small. Hey Andrew, we're here. Alex quickly turned around and tapped Andrew's head a few times. What's so funny about this? I knew it. Andrew still didn't let go of my hand and continued speaking. Just let me hug you for one more minute, please? Okay. Alex was a bit flustered but didn't struggle. He dropped his feet to the ground, locked the bike, then gently took Andrew's hands that were tightly holding onto his stomach. Andrew lowered his head, resting on Alex's shoulder, his hands tightening even more. My little one, Andrew whispered, holding onto those hands. Neither of them said anything. Alex quietly looked towards the riverbank, where many other couples were enjoying the breeze. A sudden gust of wind brushed across his cheek, while Andrew still rested his head on Alex like that. Do you believe in love, little one? Andrew suddenly asked. Yeah, I do, Alex answered softly. Andrew buried his head deeper into Alex's shirt. Then why'd I like you? Alex only has 3 people, though, he answered vaguely. I don't know, maybe that's exactly why. Andrew chuckled lightly. What do you mean? We're just as normal as anyone else. I hope you'll give me a chance to love you. But how can we, when we're both guys? Alex tightened his grip on Andrew's hands, his voice trembling. I believe that when we love each other, we can overcome any barriers. Andrew whispered. The silence wrapped around them. Andrew waited for an answer, while Alex closed his eyes, imagining their future. Would Andrew always stay with him? Or would he leave like everyone else? Alex turned within himself, lost in a sea of questions beneath the starless sky. The wind continued to blow gently, carrying his thoughts. Alex, will you place your trust in this love? Andrew spoke, breaking the silence. Alex jumped slightly, feeling like those words had pierced his heart. Looking at him silently, Andrew continued, let's sit on the bench for a bit. Okay, I need to talk to you about something. Alex nodded. Andrew suddenly became serious and held up the box of cakes. Do you want to eat now, little one? Hee hee. Alex laughed, grabbing Andrew's hand and pulling him along. Andrew spread his arms and leaned against the bench, waiting for Alex to settle in. But Alex wasn't that easy. He sat with his legs spread, hands interlaced, back arched, resting his hands on his thighs while staring off into the distance. It was probably a bit funny, as both of them were guys. They gazed towards the distant Bak Dang ferry. There, a silver-haired woman, dressed in colorful clothes and plump, was dancing. Andrew suddenly burst out laughing. Alex, do you see her? Ha ha ha. Don't you think she's having a good, innocent time? Alex smirked. I wish we could be happy like that. Andrew laughed heartily. Hee hee. What are you laughing about so much? Alex frowned. Little one, call me big brother already. Call me bro. Ha ha. Andrew chuckled. Are you sick or something? Alex glared at him and slapped his back hard. Andrew's face flushed red. Then what about when we sleep? I'm not your pillow. Huh? You mean, are you agreeing to me? Andrew's eyes widened, his voice filled with excitement. He grabbed Alex's hand and shook it. Alex remained silent, but his red face said everything. Andrew grinned, his heart overflowing with happiness. Andrew suddenly smiled brightly when his gaze met the suspicious looks from people on the street. He felt how small he and the boy in his arms were. Hey, we're here, Alex said while turning to tap Andrew's head a few times. I knew it. Andrew still didn't let go. Continuing, just let me hug you for one more minute. Okay? Alex blushed slightly but said nothing. He quietly lowered his feet to the ground and locked the bike. Then, he gently held the hands that were tightly wrapped around his waist. And Andrew rested his head on Alex's broad shoulder. They stayed like that in silence. Alex looked out towards the riverbank, where many other couples were enjoying the breeze. Suddenly, a gentle gust of wind brushed across his cheek, bringing the chill of the late night. Andrew still leaned his head on Alex, his voice warm. Do you believe in love, little one? Alex smiled softly. Yeah, I do. Andrew gently buried his head deeper into Alex's shirt. Then why don't you trust me? Alex hesitated for a moment. But you and we're both guys. I believe that when we love each other, we can overcome any barrier. Andrew tightened his grip on Alex's hand, his voice sincere. The silence enveloped them again. Andrew waited for Alex's answer, while Alex closed his eyes, imagining their future. Would Andrew always be by his side? Or would he leave him like the others had before? Questions circled in his mind, blending with the quiet night breeze. Alex, please trust in this love, okay? Andrew's voice broke the silence. Alex jumped slightly, turning to look at Andrew. His gaze was filled with anticipation. Finally, Alex sighed and nodded. Let's go home. It's late. He spoke softly. But I want to hold your hand. Andrew smiled and didn't wait for Alex's reply. Grabbing his hand tightly, the feeling of being with the person you love was strangely peaceful. They talked non-stop, jumping from one topic to the next. By the time Alex was sore from laughing too much, they finally decided to head back. Such a proactive one. Hee hee. Andrew laughed mischievously. All right, let's go. Don't waste time. Alex playfully glared at him. Remember to wear something nice tomorrow for our date. Andrew grinned and waved at Alex. The first 2 days went by like this. To some, this story may seem silly, but for me, it was the most beautiful memory. The next day, I went to pick Alex up early. We both hopped on the bus to Dam Senator sitting next to each other. We just looked at each other and smiled. No words needed. We understood each other completely. When we arrived, Alex unexpectedly took the initiative to hold my hand, pulling me to buy ice cream. then guiding me into the zoo. Watching him eat the ice cream happily, I couldn't help but laugh. You're eating so greedily, and you still dare to say you're the top. Alex blushed, tapping my shoulder lightly and giggling. I knew that this moment was the happiness I had always longed for. That day, we held hands. He held my right hand with his left, and with the other hand, he ate his ice cream. We just walked around, ignoring the stares of others. At 12:15, we took the bus to a famous dessert shop. The staff there kept teasing us, making me want to die from embarrassment. That night, we walked home because my house was near the shop. Along the way, we chatted about everything. I begged him to stay. And despite being silly, by the end of the night, I managed to hug him to sleep, completely innocent. I asked, but he refused. Only after I promised to behave did he agree. When he came out of the bathroom, wearing my shorts, he looked so cute. He said he wanted to preserve our love. Now, we live together, but I feel like I'm treated as a stranger sometimes. I had to apologize and explain until 11 p.m. before he finally agreed to sleep. We only held hands, though, no hugging. When he fell asleep, I finally dared to wrap my arms around him. He's such a fool, acting like a kid even though he's grown up, so annoying. Looking back, my little one is so strong. I love you so much. I hope we stay happy like this forever. May 27th is our first anniversary. You're probably nervous, right? So am I. Oh, and there's one more thing that I'm sure you're curious about. What is the status of us? Haha, I won't tell you, because keeping secrets makes everything more interesting. I won't say how long we've been together either. Just understand that happiness came so unexpectedly and gently. We can't be happy forever. But let's cherish every moment we have. We've dated, loved, lived together, and done everything, but we still have so much to do. Do you understand, Alex? You've passed the exam for Petroleum University and got accepted for a job. So we need to move to Vung Tau. Only 10 days left. I'm 31 now, getting old. Is it possible you'll get tired of me? Anyway, let's look forward together. Okay, my love, I love you so much. Alex, let's always be together.